So one of the things we're trying to start doing, Herd, is, you know this, I'm just saying this for gentle listeners. One of the things that we're trying to do is we're trying to cook more. We're trying to cook actual meals more and not eat so much takeout, and maybe try to move away from the food prep meal service that we're doing, and trying to be a little healthier and a little more involved in our own cooking and health and everything else. So one of the things that this means is that we're going, as cooking more, you're going to have to, prep more, which means, slicing and chopping and cutting. So one of the things that I should just...
Is that how you're justifying
this is
All right. Yeah. Okay.
So one of the things that I started doing today was I started sharpening our knives. So I took about half an hour and was, scraping a knife along a whetstone for like 20 minutes today, different grades of whetstones to try and make it sharper.
From here, it sounded like you were trying to get the espresso machine steamer to work. That's what it sounded like from here. It's so funny how two kitchen sounds can sound so similar.
So similar. So also something else that people should know is that I am an extremely jumpy person. Like if you touch, even if I know that you're sitting right next to me, I could be sitting on the couch with Jessica. She's right there. I know she's right there. She could put her hand on my knee to tell me something and I will jump about an inch. I just don't expect to physically be touched. I flinch. I was horrible at the flinch game when I was a kid. Horrible at that game. My point is that if I'm in the kitchen sharpening knives and Jessica comes in and is like, "What you doing?" I think it's pretty safe, but I'm also flinchy with a knife. So
yeah, I did. Did you hear me?
I did hear you. I knew you were coming up behind me. But it's like, this is just a normal kitchen thing. Is it creepier because we have a podcast that's all about murder show guessing? Would you have been as freaked out if this was before we discussed all these amazing ways that people die on these TV shows?
I couldn't even say, but I definitely was like, "Are you going to stab me?"
Yeah, no, I'm not going to stab
I will. Have I told this on this
I don't
podcast
know.
before that when we moved here, I was like, "Well, I don't have a job yet, so I guess I'll go get our knives sharpened," because that was really hard to do in Vegas, because trying to get to the knife sharpener meant you had to go specific hours, and they were always Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, and they were usually somewhere in the middle of town, which was nowhere near my office.
Right, not easy to get to.
So coming to LA, I was like, "Oh, I have time. I'll go find a knife sharpener." So I found this guy, and he actually, I didn't realize this at the time, but he sharpens at the farmer's market, and that's usually where people see him. But you can call, which I did, and said, "Hey, can you sharpen my knives? What's your address?" And he said, "Oh, sure, absolutely. What time are you going to come?" And I said, "This time." And he's like, "All right, just, or send me a text message when you're at this number and when you're going to, arrive." And I was like, "All right." And then on the way there, I was like, "This looks like it's in a residential area. Is this right?" And then he texted me and he was like, "Walk to the back." And I was like, "Okay." And I get to this house and it is beautiful, perfect flowers, the manicured garden, the grass is all the same blade height, the trees are perfect. Everything about the front of this house is gorgeous. And I'm looking at the thing and it says walk to the back. So I'm like, what, the back? Like, I can't go to the front door. So I walk to the back along this long driveway.
Where you insert scary, suspenseful music.
It was, seriously. And then there's a garage, and it has all this machinery stuffed into the garage, and the doors open to the garage. And the garage is technically open to the street, but I'm looking around, and it's the middle of the day. Nobody is at home. And I can hear grinding, noises, and I'm like, where am I? What's happening? And I show up, and he's really gruff, and he's like, "These are knives," and he does them, and he's like, "You can come to the farmer's market, other times." And I was like, "Yeah, I think I'll do that. Thanks. Bye."
I'll do that. Bye. Let me get out of here. I'm going to walk out backwards down this driveway. Yes. I'm not going to let you out of my sight. Thank you very much.
And he was like, "So you're new to town?" Leave it now. Bye.
Leave it now. My husband's going to miss me if I'm gone too long.
I did say that, even though you were at work 13 minutes away. Unlucky number. Yeah. So I when you wanted to get the whetstones and the knife sharpening, I was like, sounds good. That's great.
That's great. Please don't make me go to Scary Man's house.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see what happens with some sharp knives when it comes to cooking. Jessica say all of which is to say, welcome to Cluedunnit, the podcast where we watch murder mystery TV shows and try to guess who done it before we have to walk to the back where the guy is sharpening knives.
And we watch procedural shows so that we can guess by the end of by the commercial break who had done it.
But it's
and
not
then we know
arcs.
at the end. Although I think I'm going to add some season arc-y stuff that I do.
Okay.
So you've got a new job and you're like crazy busy.
Yeah,
so
there's not a lot of time for me. But yeah, just go for it. I will happily.
I will tell
stand there with
listeners
popcorn.
that I see you so little now that I literally had dreams the other night where we were having the most banal conversations, just driving, sitting around on the couch. And I woke up and I was like, oh, I talked to Jacob.
Oh, that was lovely. I got to spend time with my husband.
I got time with my husband.
I'm dreaming of spending time with my husband. That's just lovely.
In my dreams. But here we are.
Here we are. So tell us what show we are here for today.
So today we are revisiting High Potential.
Woo! The show that is not actually a comedy about weed. Seth Rogen, as far as I
Yes.
know, has nothing to do with this show.
That is true. He has a whole nother show for which he's
Yes.
probably going to win an Emmy.
Just won a lot of Golden Globes.
Yeah, yeah. This is a comedy, crime, drama, mystery. And this is the second time we've done this. It's a ABC Hulu show. Last time we did season 1, episode 5 called Croaked. And in Instagram, I basically screenshot the entire cold open because I thought it was so great. It was a Jurassic Park
She wanted
thing.
to turn a poisonous toad into a kaiju monster. Well, that's what the show did.
It was so good.
It was very good.
Such a fun. So I hope that continues with this episode. We are going to do episode 6 of season 2, which is called Chasing Ghosts. And this actually aired in October of 2025. So recently for us.
And this is an ABC show, so this isn't going to be any kind of crossover with the Ghosts sitcom,
I
even
know,
though that would be great.
I was kind of bummed about that. Every time there's actually a ghost reference, I'm like, oh, is this? No, it's not. It's not a CBS show.
Ghosts are just ghosts. They're a thing. Yeah.
Rose McIver is not going to show up. And yeah, so this episode, I'm excited. It has a lot of the same in the season 2. A lot of the same characters, same actors have returned to reprise their roles. They're regulars, but Taran Killam is probably going to be leaving. Looks like he's on some other shows right now, and so they have introduced. Just recently, 2 episodes before this, they've introduced a new Hottie McHotterson.
Oh, okay.
Who is Steve Howie. Captain Nick Wagner is the character. He is famous for being on Shameless. He was 4 on the call sheet, number 4. He was also on Sons of Anarchy, although I think that was just he had an arc. He was also on 6 seasons of Reba. He was in the movie Bride Wars, Game Over Man, the TV show of True Lies. I wonder if he was actually kind of the lead in that. He was in Supercross. He was in Losing Control, Unleashed in Your Eyes, See You in Valhalla, and many, many more. He reflects the classic masculinity.
Okay, who says that?
That was in his about description on IMDb.
Some PR agent was just like, classic masculinity. Good.
But
Go with
steeped
that.
in humor and heart.
Steep. He likes tea. That's what I'm getting from this. Crafty, make sure you give him tea. Steeped in humor and classic masculinity, steeped in humor and heart. I'm guessing that he's got a nice black tea blend that's kind of
is this going to be your merch?
You know what? It is now. The Steve Howie tea. Classic masculinity steeped in humor and comedy.
Oh, nice.
So a little bit of rose hips maybe in his Earl Grey. It'll be great.
For your consideration, Steve Howie.
Howie's tea.
Please take some tea. Yeah,
Yes.
tea. A guest star. Oh, and by the way, just to clarify, because everybody, I know we said this before, but just so you can actually all of your friends and relatives on this one, dear listeners.
That is my second favorite pastime, so I will be doing this as well.
Is the star of the show playing Morgan Guillory is Caitlin Olsen, last name spelled with 2 O's. Olsen. She is not an Olsen twin. They spell their name with an E. She is not related to them. Caitlin is famous for It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, The Mick, which she was starred and was the producer in. She is also lately playing the daughter of Deborah on Hacks. She's so great in that. And she
Yes.
also guested on Abbott Elementary this last season.
They did a crossover. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia did a crossover with Abbott Elementary.
Oh, wow.
You know that
Okay.
your face is exactly what the world did when they learned that was going to happen. They're like, how is this going to work?
Wow.
Well, they made it work.
She was also on Curb Your Enthusiasm. I forgot about that. And she was also on the Drew Carey Show. Very funny lady. And then we also have Judy Reyes, who is famous for many things, but we watched her on Scrubs.
Woohoo!
Nurse Carla Espinosa. I will also say the actress Javicia Leslie, who plays Daphne Forrester. She's one of the people in the police department, one of the detectives. What are they called when they're not?
Investigators?
They're full detectives. She's an
investigator. We've watched so many British shows lately that I know DSI and
she would be in the British world. She would be the detective sergeant.
Yeah,
she would be one of the detective sergeants. I lost my place. She was on Batman. She starred in a TV movie called The Christmas Detective, which was on OWN. That was an Oprah Winfrey Network.
Wow,
and
okay.
I said last time I was going to find that. I'm sorry, I broke my promise, but I'm on it again, people.
Okay.
And we're going to do this. I'm going to find
it,
and we're going to do this show. Also, a lot of people in this show and in this episode, we're on Shameless, or It's Sunny in Philadelphia. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. So Ava, who plays Morgan's oldest daughter, she had her breakout role on Shameless. And we talked about her last time. I went to go look up Matthew Lamb to see if he's done anything new. He plays the second child of Morgan.
He's the one who's the prodigy and all that. The character
is a prodigy. But he's appeared in a bunch of musicals on Broadway, and he does voiceover. He was in a Christmas movie as well, and everybody saw him in season 2 of Only Murders in the Building. But you guys, Jacob, this guest stars Robin Lively, which I was not familiar with the Lively clan other than Blake Lively. But Robin Lively is half sibling is Blake Lively, and her other siblings include sister Lori Lively and brother Jason and another half sibling Eric. They're obviously
sounds like an 80s kind of almost Christian broadcast, kind of faith-based thing. Smile Lively, Robin Lively. I don't know. It has that kind of. Michael Landon's going to come in and be an angel on that show or something like that.
Yeah. Well, okay, maybe not.
Touched by an Angel, Highway to Heaven, the Lively.
Now, but then. At least her big breakout role was playing the Teen Witch in Teen Witch in 1989. So back then, maybe not a family thing. Her mother is probably still a talent agent. Maybe not. Actually, her mother's probably retired. But she also was on Doogie Howser. She was on Chicago Hope, Twin Peaks. Her early credits were Knight Rider and Punky Brewster.
Nice.
She's been around. And then more recently, she's on Landman. She has a long arc there. 911 Lone Star, Cobra Kai. If you are into the Prime family show called Gordimer Gibbons' Life on Normal Street, you will recognize her.
Sure,
she's fourth on the call sheet for that too.
Everybody's favorite show. I mean, that's you can't walk anywhere.
It's
like heated rivalry in Gordimer Gibbons. That's the thing that everybody's talking about right now.
Exactly. And I just want to do a shout out in this episode. Paloma Esparza Rabinov is a LA actress. She was on Lincoln Lawyer as well as It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. She's also in Glow. She is an NYU grad. She got her BFA and she was in the experimental theater wing.
So lots of black turtlenecks in her past is what I'm hearing.
I don't think they were super black turtlenecky. Not when I was there.
Okay. How times have changed, there. Experimental theater wing.
They were just, more very comfortable jeans and linens. A lot of linen. Like. I don't know. Correct me.
Does everything have to be so Steppenwolf? Can't we just, we're going to be okay here. Let's do a little bit of move. Can we, instead of having a fight scene, can we just explore our emotions through movement? Sure.
And leg warmer. I mean, not leg warmers physical. Which that TV show, that's a thing. Somebody from this show is on the show. Oh, it's her, Paloma. She's on the show Physical, which is
Rose Byrne. Yeah.
And sort of inspired by the Olivia Newton-John song about a woman who gets into jazzercise. Haven't watched it, but now I'm excited about it.
See, leg warmers. So the unitard. So yes, comfortable in a unitard.
Comfortable.
There you go.
Yeah.
So experimental theater wing once again proving its worth.
So there are a lot of unitards. You had a girlfriend, but what was she was in Circle in the Square, right?
That is correct. That was Circle in the Square.
Did you meet a lot of experimental theater wings, or are you just
I'm
kids,
sure I did.
or are you just making?
No, I'm sure that I did. I mean,
BTW, as they were called.
I went to house parties in what's the word for it? Squats. I went to house parties in squats where they were doing performance art that was combining broken wheelchairs and old jazz standards and everything. So no, the black turtlenecks are in her past. So let's be clear.
I love a black turtleneck.
There are two in my drawer. So
okay, we know already from last time that this show was created by 3 French people. It was created in France and it was brought over. It was called Haute Potentiel Intellectuel. Nicolas Jean, Stéphanie Carrier, and Alice Sugaray. I'm totally.
I was just gonna say this has been Jessica mispronounces names.
Bruno. That's it. Anyway, I thought I'm not sure, but I think they were all 3 women. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either, having just heard that. I can't picture those names at all. So
it was adapted by, or what do you call it? Adapted originally by Rob Thomas and Diane Ruggiero Wright, his frequent collaborator. She's still on the show. He has moved on to produce some other things, and now
the reboot of Scrubs.
Drew Goddard is show running and credited with creating the show. And he did a lot of stuff, 6 Feet Under, Angel, Buffy the Vampire Slayer,
That's why I recognize his name, Angel and Buffy the Vampire Slayer. There you go.
And the director of this episode, oh my God,
please,
so excited. Bet Gwynn, he is best known for directing, recently he is best known for directing The Brother's Son, which was a 2024 great.
That with Michelle Yeoh?
Yes.
Oh, that was amazing.
It was so fun. The fight scenes and the story.
That was like Guy Ritchie and LA and Hong Kong movie all kind of jammed together. It was great.
I loved it. So he directed on that. Writing this episode are Rebecca Kirsch, or nicknamed Becky Kirsch, and Jordan
so you're friends.
Rosenberg. I don't know. They just listed her nickname, and I was like, all right, maybe she goes by Becky, and everybody would know her that way. I'm not sure if it's if they co-wrote or if it was just they both have credits on this episode, but they both have in IMDb at least written by. So Becky.
Can I call you Becky? Thanks, Becky.
Ms. Kirsch. This is her first, both for her and Jordan Rosenberg. These are their first episodes of High Potential, but we'll see. Probably get some more, maybe some more episodes for the both of them. He actually has 4 years or more seasons of Elementary, so he brings a lot of the mystery construction.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's also wrote on The Irrational for 2 seasons. So he's got the procedural, like you said. She has tons of 4, 6, 10, 5 credits so she's been in a ton of writing rooms for The Moon Knight, which you said that's a Marvel show. I haven't watched it yet. She's also written on Chambers, The Exorcist TV show, Dominion, 12 Monkeys TV show, Dracula, 2 seasons.
She's got some moody credits.
Yes, yeah. And she did the original U.S. Leverage.
Nice.
2009 to 2012, 76 credits of that. She went to Chapman.
Okay.
And was in the WGA showrunner training program, and she has some position there. She went to Crossroads School of Arts and Sciences.
It's a very fancy school. It's a very artsy. It's a very arty, fancy school.
Right?
It's in Brentwood. It's quite fancy-licious.
And just as a side note, because we always talk about how British actors and writers they're writing for this mystery show and they're writing for that mystery show, and
they did 300 episodes of EastEnders in a week.
Right? Yeah. And then they, show up and we're like, oh, we talked about them before. One of the producers on this episode is Nicole French, and we talked about her as a writer on So Help Me Todd, and she's now on this show. So
I'm glad
really
she found a
excited.
good place to land.
I know, right? That show was really fun.
It was.
I'm so bummed that they canceled it.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's
Will live forever in our
now
hearts
on
and
high
our
potential.
guesses.
So are you ready? Oh, did I read I didn't, Jacob. Oh my gosh, the log line of this episode.
Oh my gosh.
So this one, it says, it's almost Halloween. A wealthy lawyer is found dead in his haunted Victorian mansion as the team investigates this case. While Captain Wagner, he's the new guy, I told you before, he surprises everyone with his skills. What's that going to be? At home, Elliot plays mediator between Morgan and Ava. Oh, so there's some teenager mom fights
going on here. What I'm really interested in, though, is if Scooby-Doo makes an appearance.
Right. Haunted mansion.
Haunted mansion. Victorian haunted mansion. Old dead guy in this.
Will there be illusions? Will she be dressed like... What Daphne? Isn't Daphne
Daphne's the tall one in the mini skirt.
Hair?
Yeah. Velma's the nerd who can't see without her glasses.
Yeah.
I will bet that they bring up Scooby-Doo in this. 100%.
They have to. I wonder what neighborhood. I did not. Okay, I'm also gonna look up what neighborhoods this was filmed in.
What? Okay, so I'm just gonna guess Silver Lake. I gotta say Silver Lake on this.
There's this neighborhood of really, really fancy rich people. We went to a wedding in that neighborhood. You drive through it. It's Beverly Hills. It's fancier than Beverly Hills.
Pacific Palisades?
No, it's in the middle of town. It's just south of Beverly Hills.
Oh,
it's like
yeah. Well, no, that's not
Reynolds.
fancier than Beverly Hills, but it's certainly pretty darn fancy.
Was
Yeah.
it Reynolds something?
I don't. It might be Beverlywood.
Oh, okay.
I don't know, but I know the neighborhood you're talking about.
Yeah,
it's like it's close to Fairfax, but it's a little.
Yes.
I don't know. It's down there. You know what? It's all fancy people. It's all fancy people town. Once you get to a certain point, it's all fancy people town. I don't know.
Yeah.
Los Angeles, fancy people town.
Well, in some areas.
In other areas, maybe not so much. I'm going to guess Silver Lake. But you're gonna guess fancy people town.
And
okay.
I will look up what that is.
What that actually means. All right.
Maybe it's filmed at one of those famous mansions, because there are like 2 famous mansions down in that area that I've always wanted to visit. I haven't seen.
And maybe they just go use the Psycho House on the Universal Studios lot.
Oh, even easier.
Right?
Oh, you're probably right.
So, all right. Well, we'll find out, and we'll be back with some guessing.
See you soon. So this house.
Tell me about this house.
Do you want me to tell you about this house?
Please, tell me about the house.
So it is going to look like Ghosts. Ghosts.
Yeah. We
show.
have seen this now, and I can confirm. Yes, in fact, it is of that era.
But inside, it's going to look like the set of Ghosts US, and they always play fun jokes in this show with like homages to different things, especially old Rob Thomas stuff or relationships that he has. Maybe because one of the actors, who is also the other detective sergeant, if we're going by the British terms again, he was on the U.S. Ghosts. He played the stripper who gives a lap dance to Joseph unknowingly. Or Joseph?
Isaac?
Isaac, sorry. Yeah. But this house, have you heard of this? It's called Richardsonian Romanesque.
Romanesque I've heard of, but Richardsonian, no.
Richardsonian is Romanesque is a style of revival architecture, Romanesque revival architecture named after the American architect Henry Hobson Richardson, 1838 to 1886.
Now that name I actually do remember, like Hobson especially.
The reason why it's bananas is that the revival style incorporates 11th and 12th century Southern French, Spanish, and Italian Romanesque characteristics. And this house, financed by, it was the home of a lumber and banking millionaire, Thomas Douglas Stimson, who was from the Midwest. And
Midwest!
Yes. And he came out to LA because he thought it would be better for his health. He was actually in his early 60s. He was a lumber and banking millionaire. And so everybody always has these little jokes about how ironic it was that this house was made of this red stone when he was a lumber millionaire. Yeah. Every single room in the house, all kinds of wood. So really thick doors, but you just have to get inside.
You just have to get inside to see it, which we do not in this opening sequence.
Not in this opening sequence, yeah.
So is it in Silver Lake or Fancy People Town?
It is in, so Fancy Town, just for the record, I was thinking of Hancock Park, which is near the Ebel of Los Angeles, which is the oldest and largest women's club in the nation.
Yes.
And that's also called Mid-Wilshire.
Mid-Wilshire, yes, that yep.
A genteel residential enclave dating back to the 1920s.
Genteel and enclave tells you everything you know.
Yes.
It's Fancy People Town.
Well-preserved mansions in Italian Revival Tudor architectural styles anyway, but that is not where this is.
Right, no.
And I was actually, and just to say, so I was thinking of that neighborhood. I was thinking of Hancock Park.
Mid-Wilshire.
But I was thinking of the Greystone House, which is actually in West Hollywood. So that is in this episode.
We have become, for those who know, we have just become the audiobook version of the Thomas Guide.
This show is very LA.
Yes, it is. So
if you
turn the map to page 14, and then that's how you connect over to this section of the map.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yes. Yeah. But the Stimson House, it's in University Park, which is actually near USC. And shortly after the man died, which there was a crazy dynamite plot that didn't actually blow the house up because it was made of stone. Had it been actually made of wood, fully made of wood, which many of the millionaires around it were actually made of wood, the house would have collapsed because of it. It was a strong stick of dynamite. But weirdly, the dynamite was set by somebody that he had, a private investigator that he had hired to take his son to Mexico. And when they got back, the private investigator told him, actually, there are some people, those Mexican cartel people, they're after you. And presumably he was trying to extort protection money out of the guy. Then he kept telling him, no, they haven't gone away yet. There's a plot. It's going to happen. And he was, I think they're going to put dynamite in your house. And it was actually him.
The whole time. I really hope that people like Mark Zuckerberg and Jeff Bezos and everybody else takes this in mind when they hire all of their private police forces to keep them safe all the time.
I know.
That the people who really you need to watch out for are the people that you've given all access all around you and lots of weapons. They're the ones you need to watch out for. Have fun sleeping at night.
And the crazy thing about this house, it is a historical cultural monument right now. But neighbors saw the person setting the dynamite, and then they ran out of their houses with guns and tried to go after the person that had set the dynamite, but then the dynamite blew, and so they got blown off their feet, and by the time the smoke cleared, the person had gotten away. But another police detective actually discovered the plot and was okay, and that guy went on trial, and he went to Folsom Prison.
Oh, wow.
Prison.
Where presumably he did not meet Johnny Cash.
No, but he had a ring of fire that he created. Yeah.
Well done, Herd.
You're welcome. Another funny thing about this house, so it had basement under the first floor.
That's where they go. Yes, that's good place to put the basement underneath the first floor.
Yeah, I guess you could have a lot of different. Anyway, it was
no. There's only you can have many different sublevels of a basement, but the basement is going underneath Europe, the first floor.
The ground floor is before the first floor.
Sure.
And that's not the basement.
You're right.
So I'm just saying.
Sure. Okay.
That's why they said that. I was kind of reading off of the Wikipedia. So in the basement, there was a maze, labyrinthian, well known as labyrinthian maze downstairs. And after, the house, I had a great wine cellar and a brewer.
So it was just confusing. It's not like he was just like, I need to hide some actual Minotaur down. It's not like he was just like, I need to hide some actual Minotaur down
quote
here.
Unquote Winchester.
Yeah, like the Winchester house or anything. Yeah.
It was sold to the USC Phi Kappa Alpha fraternity for $20,000, which was 13% of the original cost of construction. Because the original house was built for $150,000. And a near riot took place between USC and UCLA students because there's always a bonfire, and UCLA students set off the bonfire before the USC students got there, and the USC students, and clearly guys from this fraternity, went berserk, bananas, and they found the two guys that had done this, set it on fire early. So then they kidnapped them and they took them down to the dungeon and locked them in there, and they had imprisoned them, and then they did some not
very collegial things.
We won't even get into that. But one of the sons was the Los Angeles police chief who said, Bob, my son, got himself into this, so he'll have to take his medicine. Back to the cold open. And this is a perfect cold open for you, Jacob, because there was a dead body.
Immediately.
And then the title sequence.
Yes. And I love this cold open. I almost wanted to start this section of the podcast just chanting USA, USA, USA. Because we're back in the States, baby. And I have a dead body. I have a dead body in a minute 25. This is how we do it in America. Forget getting a sense of place or a sense of the people or anything else.
No 2-episode arcs.
No 2-episode arc. We are people. We have 42 minutes. Let's get down to business.
We got to sell some Josh wine.
So let's get into this. This is a great cold open. Also a great cold open because it starts with the Nick Cave Halloween song,
yes.
Red Right Hand.
That was awesome.
Love me some Nick Cave. Anyways, so the show opens with a jack-o'-lantern being held by somebody dressed as the Black Panther in his iconic costume, flanked on either side by a witch, classic witch black dress, pointy hat, and on the other side, someone in a sparkly short miniskirt dress in drag.
With a banner.
With a sash, like a sash and a tiara.
Prom queen dress.
Prom queen, beauty queen, something. Point is, and this is going to be important for my guest. On one hand, you have somebody who's sparkly and has a wand, and on the other hand, you have a very classic witch.
So Glinda and it's like a Wicked reference.
Maybe not really, because it's a beauty queen, because she's got the sash and the tiara and everything.
It did strike me as Glinda right off.
Yes, exactly. So we'll come back to that for my guess. Anyways,
okay.
So there's these three people. They look to be college age. Speaking of pranks and everything, because the house used to be a frat. And the one in the middle, the Black Panther kid, is like, what do I have to do with this? And they're like, all you have to do is put the jack-o'-lantern touching the porch. And he's like, okay. And they're like, don't be worried about it. We've all done it. So he goes up there and walks up. And as he's walking up the steps, there is a beautifully sweetened gulp. It is like such a cartoon gulp. And then
it was probably Shaggy.
It was a very shaggy gulp. Anyways, so Black Panther puts the jack-o'-lantern down on the porch. He's like, yes, I did it. Raises his hands in triumph. And just as he does that, he hears a scream in the house behind him.
A man
screaming, which the subtitles have told us is Danny. So we don't know what that means, but the subtitle said it was Danny Screams. Right. And he turns around, and the other two kids, to their credit, the other two kids run up to the porch to help their friend. They all run up there.
They both go to the door and look through the big glass
windows of the door,
which seem they might be frosted just a little bit.
And in the frosted, you see this male figure walk in and collapse to the ground, and then he's followed very closely by a ghost. And it's very close to like just a sheet over the head ghost, but you can also tell that it's a ghost bride.
Yes.
It's like there's very
sheer
tulle
and
sheer
tulle,
and lots of like veils and everything, and it like kneels down next to the person who's been killed, and then it hears the kids and it turns its head and looks at the kids through the window. They lose their stuff and run away, and then the ghost walks towards the door, and you see it walking towards the door through the glass, and it is dressed like a bride, so it does feel as if this is a woman figure ghost, so it's a bride ghost kind of thing. And then we get the title sequence 1 minute and 25 seconds in. USA. USA.
It time for the Olympics. Yes. I was thinking, to their credit, they run to their friend.
Yes.
But then you run to the door. I'd grab friend,
Run away.
out.
Yes. Grab friend and
Run
get the heck
away.
out. Yes.
No turning around and being like, oh no, what's happening to some
We should
man
help
in
this.
there?
No.
Some rich man might be in trouble. Nope, we're out. It's none of our business.
None of our business. None of our business. We've done the thing. We have a great story. Time to go. Okay. So what's your guesses?
Okay, so I just reread the log line, and so I'm off already.
You're off. I was looking at your notebook as you're taking notes, and all I saw was commodities trader, and I was like, what?
Because I was thinking, like, what's a lumber baron now?
Oh, okay.
Like,
sure,
here they are with the U.S. or the college students doing some sort of prank. It just seems like they're taking whiffs of history. So I think my guess is that a commodities trader is the body man who was yelling, who we assume is dead on the ground, and that I think that the bride ghost is actually a real estate agent who has been doing a bunch of things.
You've been very influenced by the history of this house. Yes.
To haunt the commodities trader, and so he moves out of the house. And
she gets to sell it and get a huge commission.
She's trying to sell the house to her client.
That is
and the
very
guy is
Scooby-Doo.
taking his sweet time getting out of the house. And so she's trying to give him another reason to get out of there and make him paranoid and drug him and whatever. And I think that...
And she would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for these kids.
Yep. So that's what I think is happening. And I also had something about maybe she gave him a stimulant and then he was having a heart attack because he was like, oh my God, like it actually worked. All of her efforts actually worked and gave him a heart attack, which she did not intend. She just wanted him to leave. And so that's why she was like, oh no. And she reaches down to touch him like, oh my God, did he die? And then she looks up, somebody saw this. But you're right that the shears are just too pretty and glittering for this to be an accidental caught in the curtains.
I love this caught in the curtains thing because you said gave him a stimulant and I was all like, oh, well, that is one way to go about this. Where like, it's Halloween. He's got a female companion giving him a stimulant and maybe he's old and the stimulant's a little too much for him and he has a heart attack, but she's dressed up as a sexy ghost because it's time for some hanky-panky and he's like, and he dies because he has a heart attack and she's like, what's going on? So that's why she follows him and then she sees the kids and she just freaks out and tries to run to them for help. But then it's not a murder investigation.
Jacob, maybe you should write sexy mysteries. Corner of the market. Totally not Hallmark, but there's some channel out there for you.
Okay, but that is not my guess.
What is yours?
My guess is I am going to lean into the whole Wizard of Oz thing. So I am leaning right into the fact that he's the Wizard of Oz and he has been a absentee father. So he had this daughter and just abused her and abandoned her or whatever. She didn't get what she thought she deserved. And so she has come back to kill him and claim her birthright, which is this house and the money and everything that goes along with it. So mistreated daughter, come back to exact her revenge and kill him and take what's hers.
Oh, wow.
That is my guess.
All right. Well, those are two great guesses.
3 if you count my whole sexy times witch going on in there, but I mean, that's not really going to happen. Not sexy times witch, sexy times ghost.
Yeah.
So if there is a sexy times ghost in this, I think I get a bonus point.
All right.
Let's go see what we can find out if we're right or not.
Yoo-hoo. See you soon.
Sadly, Jessica, I must report that not only did we get it wrong, which that's not actually all that sad.
Should I put a little violin underneath this?
Yes. Oh, really drive home just how wrong we are all the time. But also, there was no Scooby-Doo reference in this movie.
Why? not. Well, there was the gulp. I think that was a very shaggy gulp.
That was a very shaggy gulp. Right at the beginning, that was a very shaggy gulp. And the captain does mention that he has a dog.
And shows a picture
Shows
of
a
it.
picture
and
of his
looks like
dog.
a French bull terrier.
It's a bulldog. It's a bulldog. So
not a big,
not a great
Great
Great Dane. So no Scooby-Doo references in this either. But I will share one thing. I can't believe I didn't know this. I can't believe I didn't. You remember the 2002 Scooby-Doo movie with Freddie Prinze and Sarah Michelle Gellar?
Yeah.
Anyways, I just learned this weekend that it was written by James Gunn.
No.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, I had no idea. So, and I've always loved that movie because it makes Scrappy-Doo the villain, and Scrappy-Doo is canonically the worst character in the Scooby-Doo
Absolutely.
thing. So
I hated how they, on television, they would always, and they do this with not just animated shows, but they do it when they would do it in, not now, they don't do
like
it.
the Brady Bunch, they bring in Cousin Oliver.
Well, no, they would just replay episodes, but they were always way out of order.
Oh, right.
So you'd sit down and then you'd be like, no Scrappy-Doo, no Scrappy-Doo, no Scrappy-Doo, because you never freaking knew.
You never knew. You never knew if he was
because it could be. Because it could be the day he was introduced, and then the next day, the next episode that you watch is like one from the first season or something.
No, it was just
and so you just never knew what you were going to run into.
How drunk were the people at like our local stations back in the day, just like randomly throwing in tapes, where it's just like, just go grab some like Scooby-Doo tape from the closet and just throw it in our broadcast materials. So we got it wrong. It was not the daughter. Who did you guess? I forget. I already forget who you guessed.
I guessed a real estate agent
was
trying to scare him out of the house.
Yes.
Like making it haunted and then dressing up as a bride. But it was the ex-wife who was paying some CalArts student to quote unquote haunt the house.
They just breezed by this CalArts thing as if everybody in the United States and the world knows what CalArts is. And I was like, you're making a great big assumption there.
Yeah.
Do people know what CalArts is?
Well, why do you think that's relevant?
Because the whole point of CalArts is it was a school founded by Disney, literally Walt Disney, to like train animators so he could have animators to work on his films. It's up north of LA. It's in the Santa Clarita Valley. It's right by Magic Mountain, Six Flags Magic Mountain. Anyways, it has gained a reputation as a very, as the name says, artsy school.
As a hotbed of swindlers and fakers.
What are you even going on about? What is
she wasn't a swindler.
She wasn't a swindler or a faker.
She was just a hired haunter.
She was just a hired haunter. But it's also like so.
They also do a lot of immersive art and
lots of
happenings.
Lots of happenings and immersive art. And like when you think about people who create these amazing immersive raves, that you're like, oh my God, I need to get invited to this amazing party where everybody is just high off their gourd, but these amazing things are happening.
Yeah.
And it's in this crazy, weird environment, and the light show is amazing. And the music is like those people probably went to CalArts.
Yes.
So, but it's also super duper expensive because it is a private school.
Yeah.
So yes, the point is you have very creative people, but also very like engineering focused people who would know how to put on an amazing haunted house.
Yeah.
So the ex-wife who's trying to get the house from the person who died, who's a divorce lawyer, is trying to scare him into getting rid of the house and giving it to her.
Yeah, but she didn't do it. And when the girl is dressed up in the wedding dress, realizes that he's having a heart attack, she
tries to give him CPR.
Yeah, but she doesn't know. She's not trained.
She's not trained. She knows how to haunt. She doesn't know how to save lives.
She has an MFA, not
yes,
not an RN.
Right. So it wasn't
EMT.
So it wasn't the ex-wife, and it wasn't the daughter. The daughter is an orthopedic surgeon married to another orthopedic surgeon. So she didn't do it, and the house was left to her. So for a minute there, when the house was left to her, I thought, oh, maybe she did do it, but we were only halfway through the episode, so I was like, okay.
And they said the medicine was changed out, and it was it was sodium chloride or something. Potassium chloride that I guess gives is that a stimulant?
I don't think it's a stimulant. It's just it is a way that can cause a heart attack and then disappears in the body, and it can't be traced.
Oh, okay. this is a typical thing.
Yeah, this is the typical murder mystery thing. In any event, the person who did do it was his swindling spiritual
swindler.
advisor, who was an
Yeah.
actual actual swindler.
Spiritualist.
And yes, and so she was like milking him for all the money in the world.
$5,000 a visit.
A session. And she was having like daily sessions with this guy. So
crazy.
Anyway, but so she did it. So this is we have to take a little bit of a detour here. One of the great things about this episode is that they bring in the whole backstory to this house, and why this house is haunted is because a pair of movie stars in the 40s lived there. And they were.
Was it even earlier?
No, I think it was the 40s. I think they said
20s.
maybe.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, maybe it was the 20s. Old school, old school Hollywood, old school stars, black and white films. They loved each other. They got married. They were like the big it couple of the day. But then she found out that he was cheating on her, and she committed suicide by jumping off a balcony and breaking her neck. And then he died soon after.
He died. He fell off the landing.
Oh, he fell off the landing. I forget how
stairs.
she committed suicide, but he fell off the landing.
Yeah, no, I think she jumped from a window or something.
Maybe.
Outside.
In any event, so there was this horrible, tragic backstory, and it was her ghost was said to haunt the house, which is what all the haunting was all about. But that's important because they were rich movie stars and they owned this home. And he was so guilty about cheating on her that first he bought her this amazing necklace.
Yeah.
And
supposedly worth $10 million
today. Worth more with the history on it. Anyways, but everybody knows this story, basically, is what it comes down to. Everybody knows this podcast. But what they didn't know is that there was a hidden room in the house, which was Maddie was the name of this person, Maddie's boudoir. And he felt so guilty that after he like cheated on her and after he bought her the necklace and she still didn't forgive him because she committed suicide, he felt so guilty, he blocked up her room because he never wanted to face it again. And so the necklace was lost. But when the divorce lawyer was getting haunted by the ex-wife, discovered it when he was like taking a crowbar to the walls to find out what was haunting him. Yeah. And he discovered this room. And of course, he told the spiritualist who poisoned him and was going to go there. And once he died, she was going to go there and pick up the necklace.
Yeah.
So they set a trap. They caught her. Yay. I mean, good job. Yes, a murderer has been found. Oh my gosh, they really played on all the horror tropes, like at the very beginning, like the ghost leaning over the body and then turning and looking at the kids. And there was a whole like unknown noises rattling around, and then the jump scare with a rat in the kitchen.
And Caradic
going through the basement, and there's a ghost just floating behind him and floating him in the basement.
Do you want to go ahead and give Christie's out?
Oh, sure. I mean, we usually wait, but we can give out Christie's right now. What are you thinking?
Because I'm just right away, like off the bat, like 8.
Oh, okay.
I thought
you
it was
are
really
way up
twisty. There were a lot of suspects, and it seemed like, they were up to stuff.
Yeah.
And I said to myself, well, I would even give it a 9, but that would require that the kids in the cold open, that they're somehow tied into this.
Yeah, and we never see them again.
Yeah, we never see them again. I loved, side note to a side note, I loved the police sketch artist that the kids supposedly do,
Yes.
and they show to Morgan and Karadec, because it looks like an anime drawing of a wedding
of a ghost bride.
Ghost bride, yes. I thought that was so great. The drawing was so perfect.
All of the drawings in this show, the art, this is actually one of the things that we'll talk about in our bonus segment. But all the drawings and all the artwork in the show is always so top notch. Like, this is a very beautifully done show. When we paused it and came in here and gave our guesses, and then we went back out, and like the camera pans across her bedside table and then onto her in bed sleeping, still in her clothes because she's fell asleep after having a fight with her teenage daughter, which I also want to talk about.
Okay.
But it was, like, just that first tableau is beautiful. Like the old 70s clock with like the Hollywood glamour, like perfume bottles that are right next to it. But then she's got her like old iPhone on top of the clock. And just like the colors of the red and the blue on the clock with the old 70s clock moving across to her, the quilt on the bed, which has like its own little like cowboy themed embroidery on it, like everything. And then later on in the episode, one of the arguments she's having with her daughter is like they're still trying to find her dad. And there's this piece of artwork found in the backpack that presumably belonged to the dad that is of the daughter in the first grade in a dance recital.
Yeah.
And her dress matches Morgana's hair, and it's beautiful. It's like all the artwork. My point is that the set deck on this was amazing.
Yeah, it really was. So what would you say for Christie's?
For Christie's, I would definitely give this a 7. Okay. I mean, the problem with the 42-minute show is that it's 42 minutes.
Well, that was the other thing. I was like, oh, you get an 8 because that was a 40 plus or less than 1 hour show. Yeah. And you packed all that in.
Minute 25 for the beginning. USA, USA. But yeah, in its bones, this show is not just a procedural. They definitely take huge, long scenes to deal with the relationship B-plot.
They pack all in with the B-plot with the teenage daughter.
Which leads to one of the greatest lines in this episode. Like, I was joking about this throughout the whole episode. Like, Katie's skirts are so short. So short. Like, there's one scene where she's like bending over and I'm just like, I really hope there was no crew over there because she just flashed everybody because that skirt is so short. But one of the things that comes in is so that she and her daughter are having a fight this whole time because her daughter was being a little too dangerous trying to find out about her dad. And so she's been grounded, but she wants to go to this Halloween party. And so her mother asks, okay, well, what's the costume going to be and how inappropriate is it? And she said, well, the skirt's longer than yours. And I was like, yes, okay, don't have a leg to stand on there, except you do have a couple of long legs to stand on because you've been wearing short skirts.
So true.
So true. But I also love the daughter. Like, the daughter is meant to be a little Hispanic. Like, I think she's meant to be, like, her father was meant to be Hispanic and the mother is clearly Katie Olsen. So she's a little bit mixed, but like but she has black hair that she very clearly bottle dyes blonde, but her roots are always and forever half an inch black. Like, that doesn't vary. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they've put in a little bit of rough edges around things, but the rough edges are always the same. It's just like, this is exactly the way it is. This is exactly how it fits the artistic brief on this. Like, I just like they're putting lots of thought into it, and then they're just maintaining it meticulously, and I love it.
Yes. Everything is maintained. I will say I didn't notice any of these flashbacks in the episode that we watched or the episodes that we watched in the past. Like, in this episode, Aristotle pops in.
The Aristotle surprised me, but I think they did definitely used to do these little flashes and pops everywhere. Yeah.
Okay. That was fun with Aristotle, but my favorite was the flashback to Karadec at Halloween. Dressed up up
as a little miniature version of in a suit with his badge, like an
IBM man. It was like slightly Men in Black. I felt like. I mean, it was like either he's dressed up like an IBM detective. Right. Yeah. Like, I don't know what an IBM detective is, but he was wearing like that blue jacket.
He's really going to find out why that mainframe isn't working.
Yeah. And he has a badge, or he was doing Men in Black, but. No, he's
being a policeman.
It was so cute. And everybody else around him is dressed up like in, costumes.
Yeah.
And little Bo Peep or whatever. That's a great flashback.
I also want to point out that the whole backstory about all of this, the Maddie and I forget who the husband is in that. It's Maddie and somebody. In any event, the whole like tragic movie star backstory is reveal Maddie Saint Denis, something like that.
Saint Croix.
It's told because they learned it in a true crime podcast. Come on. Why does everything got to be true crime? So can you show a little love to some like slightly ridiculous like TV rewatch podcasts?
You mean us, right?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yes,
us.
Show
no others.
Yes,
please.
Come on. Well, I was listening to this wacky podcast the other day.
I heard about it on a TV rewatch podcast. Wow, I think that is the first time I said TV rewatch without. I just said it twice.
Good
in
job.
a row.
Oh my gosh, people! If you knew how many times I had to edit her out saying that incorrectly, it's phenomenal. It's a tongue. It's like you and it's like the names. I should find like a super cut sometime of just all the different ways that you've like mispronouncing names and mispronouncing TV rewatch.
Oh, I did have one more thing I was going to say.
Hit me.
Okay, so I totally freaked out when they called the daughter Paloma. I was like, oh my God, I was talking about her like her name was Paloma, like the actress's name was Paloma. Oh my God, how could I have mixed these things up? And then I looked and I was like, oh no, yeah, her character's name is Paloma. And the actress's name is Paloma.
Oh!
So it is both.
I wondered what was going on over there because you were like pumping your fist in the air or doing something. And I was all like, it's too early. I can't have gotten it right. I don't know what's going on.
I was pumping my fist like, oh crap, I'm freaking out.
Yes.
Yeah. And then I came back to my notes and was like, oh, thank God. Oh, thank God.
Well, that explains why you did get a little distracted in that scene for a little bit. And I was like, what's going on over there?
Yeah. Oh. Yep, that was it.
Yeah, I thought it was a little premature celebration because I was all like, it could be the daughter, but I don't think so. So much too soon. Premature celebration. Oh, well. We'll do better next time, Herd. Hope springs eternal. And you know what? They keep making mysteries, so we're just going to have to keep on guessing.
Jacob, the way it is going right now, we are going to get relegated.
Luckily, we are also not just the inventors of the sport. We are also its governing body. So I think we'll be all right. Or maybe, I don't know. Maybe we have to take it up with the podcast adjudication board.
Yes, they might relegate us.
All right, I'm going to try to be chipper for this closer now that I'm worried about getting relegated, Herd. Okay, so, hey, Detective Collective, thanks for listening. But before you go...
Yes, be sure to follow and subscribe to the podcast. Give us a review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts.
Or just tell someone about us. You know, someone who watches these types of shows.
Yeah, you can get into the break room water cooler TV mystery fan discussion. That's a lot of descriptions, but you get the idea. Like, hang out with us and hang out with other listeners in the comments section at Patreon. Plus, get even more exclusive content, things that you probably would not have heard in this cut unless you were a Patreon member. That exclusive content is available by becoming an official detective for $5 or $10 a month levels.
You'll get raw footage, as she mentioned, exclusive bonus episodes, and extra votes in our season planning poll, so you can make sure we do the shows you love. So please come over and join us. Patreon.com/Cluedunnit Podcast. And as we said, no ads.
Yes. Stay in touch. Cluedunnit Podcast at gmail.com or Instagram and Facebook at Cluedunnit Podcast.
We'll see you next time.
Haste ye back. This closing script is officially approved by the Totally Fake Podcasting Adjudication Board. Like an IBM man. I was like, oh, wait, is he like the, oh, shoot, I just, menopause moment. What's the movie with, oh, for Christ.